Previously on Fumblelore.
Previously on Fumblelore.
Previously on Fumblelore.
What do you remember from the last episode?
So we were delivering a box to a noble of some sort because it was a gift from the king, and we ran into an overturned cart with a very, very dead merchant, and there was a Strixwolf, and then there were some
Thistle folk?
ambushers, and they tried to steal from us, but we said no. And now we're all on a carriage with the Bathorse charging at full speed, and we don't know how to stop it. The thief is currently driving the carriage, and we're all hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, that's a good synopsis. Before we begin, what I want you to do is I need you to mark a stress because you are in a very stressful situation right now. So on your character sheet, mark a stress.
Oh my God.
Just like fear and hope, stress is kind of a currency that can be used for good or for ill, depending on your abilities and whatnot in the game. Do you remember the level in Castle Crashers with the carriage going through the forest?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine this side-scrolling scene of this enchanted forest, and into frame comes this bat horse, its wings kind of flapping, but since it's connected to this carriage that you're riding on, it's not able to fly away. So instead, it's just running down this path, and then the music comes in. And all of a sudden, into frame comes this carriage. At the front of the carriage is the thistle folk thief, and he is desperately trying to gain control of the reins to the bat horse. As the rest of the carriage comes into frame, you see one thistle folk thief on one side of the carriage, and on the other side of the carriage, you see the other thistle folk thief, as well as Barnacle. And then hanging on for dear life at the back of the carriage, but you are a, what is it, Qatari?
Yeah.
You are a Qatari, so you've got claws, so you have a pretty good grip on the back of this carriage.
But I'm still hanging on.
But you're still hanging on for dear life as it barrels through the forest.
Oh, no.
There is a mechanic in Daggerheart called a countdown timer.
Oh, no.
That I can initiate as part of something that is about to happen.
And when was this initiated?
Well, it was initiated when you guys started barreling down the path through the enchanted forest. How the countdown timer works is that there is an event coming up that you guys are headed towards. And there are certain actions that can make the countdown timer progress.
Oh, no.
As the GM, what I can do is I could tell you guys what is going to happen when the timer counts down to 0, or for the sake of suspense, I could not tell you what is going to happen when the timer gets down to 0.
I think I prefer the second option, but I also would prefer the first.
Because I don't want this to go by super fast, because it could go by super fast depending on what you guys do. We're going to do a dynamic countdown.
And that is?
So if you roll with fear or a critical success, then the countdown timer is going to count down. For the sake of tension, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen when the countdown timer reaches 0, but I would encourage you to try to...
I'm pretty sure this is the box we're dealing with. I'm pretty sure it's the box.
Try to figure out how to remedy this situation as fast as you can, because something's about to go down.
Do you want to try and pull yourself up on the roof?
The thing that controls the horse.
The reins?
The reins?
You want to get to the thistlefolk thief, so then you can control the reins?
Yeah.
Are you going to push him off in the process? Because that will probably be very smart.
Yeah.
How are you going to get there? Are you trying to move your way across the side of the carriage to the front to try to get the reins, or do you want to jump up on top? Or how do you want to do this?
Jump up on top.
You want to jump up on top? All right, and make a roll for an agility since you're trying to pull yourself up.
That is an 11 with hope.
With an 11 with hope, you using your froggy muscles and ability, you pull yourself up, leaping straight up into the air towards the top of the cart. Since you rolled with hope, you don't fall off the top of the cart, but because physics, you jump up, but the momentum of the carriage keeps going forward, and as you jump up, you start to move towards the back of the carriage, and you come down on the top of the carriage, but you land precariously close to Varian, who is still holding on to the back of the carriage for dear life.
I look up and say, "Hello, my frog friend. Please take control of the thing."
I want to run towards the folk thistle keep.
Thistle thief.
folk.
No,
Thistle
thief.
folk. Is thistle folk thief?
Thistle folk thief.
Thistle feek
No one can talk.
You turn around and you run towards the front of the carriage where the thistlefolk thief, did I say that right?
Yes.
Yes, where the thistlefolk thief is still scrambling to grab the reins and get control of the Bathorse, who is still barreling down this path through the enchanted forest.
Could I jump down?
You jump down next to the thistlefolk thief. Make another agility roll to see whether you land stealthily or whether you...
7
Wait.
with hope.
You jump down next to the thistle thief. Dang it. You jump down next to the thief. You land with such force that it startles him, and he pops up and he looks at you, and you can see that in one of his hands is one of the reins.
Hand me the other one. Just tell him to hand you the other one.
No, I did.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna go dead. If someone's gonna die, we're all. Can I hoist myself up on top of the carriage?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hoist myself up on top of the carriage and run to the front and drop down and grab the reins.
All right, let's try these actions one at a time.
Okay.
I need you to make an agility roll for getting yourself up off the back of the carriage and onto the top.
But what do I have any modifier for agility?
+2.
Maneuver? Okay. Oh, that's agility. Okay. It's a 14 with fear.
Let me ask you, whenever I tell you to make a roll for something, do you want me to tell you the number that you need to try to beat, or do you want me to keep that number secret so that you just roll to roll?
The first option, please.
You want the first option? So I'm going to let you know at the beginning of each roll what you need to hit in order to succeed.
Okay.
So because this was an agility roll that I didn't want to make too hard, because we're in a situation where it could go south really fast.
Yeah.
And the entire course of the story could change if it does go south very fast. I wanted you to roll at least a 12, which you beat, but you did roll a fear. So I get a fear token.
Oh.
And guess what?
Countdown.
Our countdown timer now goes down. Tell me how you pull yourself. How are you pulling yourself off the back of this carriage?
It's like I'm trying to do a pull-up, but having my back legs assist me. Unfortunately, I am a giant, very heavy beast, and the carriage is made of wood and paper, so it don't work.
I mean, our minis are made of paper. The carriage, however, is pretty durable. It's not made of paper. So as you pull yourself up, you're able to pull yourself up on top of the carriage. Because you roll a fear, as you pull yourself up onto the top of the carriage, give me a hybrid animal that's part spider.
Spider monkey.
No, isn't that like an actual...
It is, but this time the term got taken a little too early.
It's a monkey that's a spider.
Okay, a monkey that's also a spider.
Literally a monkey that's a spider.
This is fantastic, because do you remember the story I told you about being in Taiwan and coming down the mountain in between two trees? There was a huge spider's nest because of a banana spider, and one of the guys that I was with ran into it and got the spider attached to his face. Do you remember that story? So as you pull yourself up onto the cart, you hit this very sticky substance, and as you start pulling it off of your face and out of your fur, you notice that there is something that is on you, and you could tell by the noise that it makes that you now have a spider monkey somewhere on your person. Because you roll with fear, it is now my turn to take control of the action. I'm going to engage one of the thistle folk that are on the side of the carriage, the one that was by Barnacle before he jumped off and tried to get the thief at the front. And he is going to try to do the same thing and jump up onto the top of the carriage so that he can head towards the front. And I'm nervous because every roll I had last time was terrible. Ooh, it's a 15. So he jumps up on the top of the carriage and he runs towards the front. And what I'm going to have him do is try to jump down and attack Barnacle. So he's trying to protect his friend. So I am going to roll for an attack. Do you remember your evasion score?
13.
13? I got a 14.
Can I use a hope to make you go down?
Depending on how much damage you get, one of the things you could do is you can spend an armor slot to take the amount of damage down by 1. If I rolled for severe damage, you can mark an armor slot and take it down to major. Or if I rolled major, you can spend an armor slot and take it down to minor. Or if it's minor, you can spend an armor slot and you take no damage. I need to roll a 1d8, which is a 6 plus 5, which is an 11. So what is your threshold for damage?
Major damage.
Is that major damage?
Major.
So what is your threshold? 6 and 12. Okay. So I beat a 6, but I wasn't higher than a 12. So you are in major damage. Do you want to mark an armor slot and take it down to minor? Okay, so that's 1 hit point.
Okay.
So he jumps down with his dagger, and what he does is he sticks it right in your shoulder.
I stab him back.
You need to beat a 13.
Okay, so he's still.
You got a 14 with hope, so mark a hope. I need you to roll a 1d8. So it's a 1d8 plus what?
1.
All right,
So
so you
7.
got a 7. My damage thresholds are 6 and 12, so that is major damage. So you pull your knife out and you stab it into his side, and he screams because he is in pain. He is very, very hurt.
Is that the one I entailed and then he stabbed?
Because he was so hurt, he wasn't able to get up onto the carriage as it took off down the forest path. So he was left behind.
I'm going to pull it out and stab him again.
His difficulty is 13. Got to roll higher than a 13.
Which I did roll. That is a 17 with hope.
17 with hope?
Wow.
All right. How do you want his story to end?
I pull mine out, pull his out, and it just so ching, 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 ching.
You pull the knife out of your shoulder,
Yeah.
and you take your knife, and you have a dagger in each of your frog-like hands, and you stab. And as you stab him, he screams, but then his scream silences as his body falls off the carriage and rolls off into the woods.
Okay.
Have fun with death.
I probably have a lot of...
You are now bleeding out, though. You just got stabbed and then you ripped the knife out.
Could I stab the thistlefolk thief?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Oh no.
I am going to spend my fear to do something that may have drastic consequences, considering the situation that we're in.
What?
So,
Which one?
for everybody,
For everyone, oh no.
the Thistlefolk Thief has a feature called Back Off.
Oh no.
I can spend an action and I make an attack roll against all targets within melee range, which is
I don't think-
everybody.
I'm
And-
on top of the carriage. How does that work?
You are within range. Do you remember?
Okay. Fine.
Within melee range is within 5 feet.
Oh.
On a success, everyone is blasted backwards, dealing
Die!
2d6 plus 3 magic damage. This might go south real quick.
It's going south very quick and we're all gonna die.
It doesn't say against like enemy targets. It says all targets. Since this is a push, I can push everyone and everything off of this carriage because I'm trying to steal it.
Does that also mean the Bathorse?
Does that also mean the box?
And himself? No, he's the center of it. Does that
So
also mean bat horse and like everything in the carriage?
It would mean the bat. Well, it would mean the bat horse. It would mean the other thistle thief is on the side of it, and it would mean the both of you. The chest is inside of the carriage, so it's okay. I could make the carriage take damage, but for the sake of this, what we're going to do is that I'm going to try to roll against your evasion scores. I'm only going to make one roll to see if I beat your evasion scores.
Please don't roll that 20. Please don't roll that 20. Please don't roll that 20. Please don't roll that 20.
Are you ready?
Please don't roll that 20. Please don't roll that 20.
I got a 13.
I got a mine is 13. His is 12. You have a 13. Wait, do I have a 14 or a 13? I have a 13.
The Thistlefolk Thief and all of you have the same difficulty rating, which is 13. I rolled a 13. So the Thistlefolk Thief at the front of the cart sees Barnacle stab his compatriot, and he gets angry. He drops the reins.
He's about to fall.
He drops the reins to the horse, and what he does is he takes out this big serrated blade, and he spins around, and the force...
Spinjitzu?
Sure, like spinjitzu. He does a spinjitzu move, and he spins around, attacking everything on the cart, including the two of you, and I want both of you to make an agility roll to see if you can save yourselves from falling off the cart because of this force damage. If you can beat a 12, you'll be able to stay on the carriage. But if not, you'll be blasted off of the carriage and into the forest, and we'll have to figure out where to go with the story after that.
Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. That's an 8 with hope.
Hero.
I'm in the forest. I'm dead.
You can spend a hope to help an ally, which means you get to roll an additional d6.
Additional d6. Where's the d6? Which one is the d6?
D6. There we go, Josh.
How? Me.
Okay, I need your good luck. Please. That's a 14. I just
14.
spared. Wait, no, 13.
13. Both of you rolled with hope.
Yeah.
Alive.
I need to roll for the Thistlefolk Ambusher to see if he gets to stay on the cart. How do you want to save yourself from falling off the back of the
Since
cart?
the force is so bad, it pushes me back into the inside.
Oh yeah, because you are in the front. So
Yeah,
he
it
gets
pushes me
pushed
into the inside.
into the cart.
The thief spins out, pushing you, Barnacle. Now, you're going to take some damage because I did succeed on it, so
I'm probably gonna dislocate an arm, but I'm still alive.
2d6 plus 3 damage. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is 6 and a 5 plus 3 is 6 and 5 plus 3 is what?
14.
So you get pushed with such force that you fly into the carriage. Wood splinters around you and cuts into you as you get thrown back into the back of the carriage and against the crate in the back of the carriage. You, since you roll with hope, you get hit by this force and it throws you off of the back of the carriage, and you have this moment where everything seems to slow down as you are thrown off of this carriage towards the path, and you reach out, barely missing the carriage. But the spider monkey that is on your person somewhere had its string attached to the carriage, and so as you start to drop off the back of this carriage, the web from the spider monkey that was on your person pulls tight, and you get pulled behind the carriage that is still barreling down.
Oh, so I'm getting dragged.
You are getting dragged behind the carriage.
Wait, what happened to Froggy Folk?
In a moment of utter betrayal, gets hit by this force from the Thistlefolk thief, and you can see him as he's screaming and reaching for the air, trying to pull himself forward, but failing to as he goes off, lands on the path, and rolls into the bushes into the trees on the side of the road. And I need both of you to mark another stress.
What can I use my stress for?
Stress can be used as ability currency for some of your abilities. Some people's abilities allow you to mark off stress in order to activate that ability. So it just depends on the character.
Thank you.
All right, both of you rolled with hopes. As you hit the ground of the path, you take...
I'm still hooked to the carriage.
Yes, you are still hooked to the carriage.
Oh, wait, but I hit the ground.
Okay, so a 5 and a 4
That's 12
plus 3.
major damage.
So as you fall off the back of the cart, you slam into the path and you get road rash as you are being pulled down this path behind the cart.
Road rash is the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Can I pull myself onto the cart without hurting myself more?
If you want to pull yourself onto the cart, that would probably be a strength check to see if you
That'd
can...
be strength?
Yeah.
What else? What do I got? Strength.
Why don't I have anything for strength? I'm a tiger, dude. Why?
How much does she have to roll?
12.
12. 19 with fear?
A 19 with fear, so I get a fear point. And our countdown timer moves down another. You grab this spider monkey webbing, which is surprisingly stronger than you thought it would be. And you feel so thankful that you were able to have this spider monkey on you, because had the spider monkey not been on you, you would have been thrown off. And so you grab the back of the carriage and you pull yourself up onto the carriage. But as you do, you look behind you to see the spider monkey falling off the carriage and onto the path.
I guess that wasn't too bad.
Try to save it.
Well, a potential ally will say that you probably could have had is no longer in the game. Since you roll with fear, it's my turn. So the thistle folk thief.
Haha, you said it right.
Yeah, I said it right. So dang it. The thief, thinking that he successfully threw the both of you off of this carriage, is going to try to, again, grab the reins of this horse to take control of it. I got a 9. And so what the Thistlefolk thief does is he is frantically reaching down, trying to grab the reins of this bat horse and take control of this cart because he wants what's inside. But he's getting so frustrated at all of the commotion that as he reaches down, he's unable to fully grab the reins as he's struggling while at the same time trying not to fall off of this cart, of this carriage.
I want to get up and kick him off.
You are inside the cart. You just got thrown back. You're surrounded by wood and debris and detritus and all this other kind of stuff because you were thrown through the front of the cart into the cart where the chest is.
I'm gonna get up and kick him off.
You want to get up and you want to crawl your way through the carriage to the front, get out, and then try to push him off.
How much stuff is in the carriage? What else is in the carriage other than the box?
What else would be in the carriage?
I don't know. Food, map, something.
Food and map? Okay, yeah. So he's surrounded by wood pieces and food and a map.
Did we have?
Enough for your journey.
Which is probably a lot. I'm a giant tiger dude. You probably need a lot of flies because I don't think one fly could sustain a croakfolk. No, that's D&D.
What is the race? What is the community?
Ribbit. Underborn
Ribbit. You're a ribbit.
Yeah, you're a ribbit. Because you were just thrown back, I want you to make an agility check.
I rolled doubles.
Double 7s with a critical success. You know those scenes in the anime movies when characters crouch down and then the energy around them starts flowing and little pieces of debris or rocks start lifting up off the ground and they like that? Think of it like that. You crouch down in your frog attack position and you lunge forward perfectly through the hole in the front of the carriage that your body made when you were initially thrown back. What do you want to do? Are you trying to ram him?
Yeah.
And you ram right into the Thistlefolk thief. I need you to make an attack roll.
Oh my gosh, it's 2 to 2.
A critical success.
Again?
Okay.
Gain 2 hope. Gain 2 hope.
Wow.
How did that happen twice?
I don't know. That is
How?
uncanny at how good a rolls you get on a
I know.
constant basis.
His dice love him. My dice hate me.
Since you just rolled 2 critical successes in a row, you get to mark off 2 stresses. You launched through the hole in the front of the carriage that your body created when you were initially thrown back, and you burst out of the carriage, ramming right into this thistle folk thief. You ram into him with such force that he squeals as his body is thrown forward and onto the Bathorse.
That's what you get, you stinking slangy. I'm not very good at insults. That's what you get.
And he looks back at you in confusion as he rolls off the Bathorse, falling onto the ground, rolling off the path and into the foliage on the side of the path and into the forest. Now, the 2 of you are still on the
We're
carriage.
still on the carriage.
The Bathorse is still booking
Can I
it
grab
because
the reins?
Oh, wait,
he's
wait,
a
wait,
scaredy Bathorse.
I was going to do vicious entangle. Do it.
What do you want to entangle if you were to do vicious entangle?
Wait.
No.
Could I put up a wall of vines in the path ahead?
Okay. And so you want to make a wall of vines to try to stop the cart.
Yes.
That could kill one of us.
Can't all the decisions? I really don't want to hurt the Bathorse. If it happens, I'm sorry.
What?
That's a 1 in 11. That's a 12 with fear.
A 12 with fear?
But there's no more bad guys. We're not in combat anymore.
You're not in combat anymore. So there's different types of encounters. One is a combat encounter. There are also environmental encounters. This one would be a situational encounter because you were on a runaway cart with a scaredy Bathorse who is booking it down a path in an enchanted forest. I also get another fear token since this is an environment and not like a bad guy or something like that. What happens is that the Bathorse, since he's going so fast, hits a pothole.
Oh, no.
And this pothole hits with such force that both of you are thrown back.
No.
It breaks one of the wheels on this cart.
Oh, okay.
Starts to head
No.
towards the edge of the path.
Vicious
and-
entangle, vicious entangle, vicious entangle.
Yep. All right. Make a spellcast roll. For this to go how you want it to, you need to roll a 15.
Dice gods, please be with me. Wait.
I thought that was a 6 and a 7.
It is a 6 and a 7. Okay, wait. What is 7 plus 6?
13.
That's a 13 with hope.
You got a 13 with hope?
Can I roll? Can I roll?
All right.
Can I roll?
You want to spend a hope to help her? All right.
Yes.
So spend a
Yes.
hope. Roll a d6.
A D60 thing. Please. That's yes. Okay,
Right.
that's higher than a 15 for sure. Math isn't mathing in my brain today, but you know whatever.
You rolled with hope, which is really good. Explain to me how what happens. How does this spell work out in your mind?
Okay. As Varian kind of gets yeeted off the cart, Varian hits the ground. He stops just in time to see the wheel on the cart break. The horse starting to get pulled with the cart. He sticks out his hand and like the classic cliche slow motion as his hand glows green as vines start to shoot up from the ground, stopping the cart and probably catching the horse. I don't know.
So these vines are in front of the horse, so they like catch the horse.
They catch the horse, but like get the rest of the cart to stop.
What I'm gonna do
Oh,
is
no.
I'm gonna roll to see if the horse gets hurt
No, please
See,
roll.
I told you.
or if the cart gets.
Wait, if you roll high,
damaged.
does the horse get hurt?
I don't know. How should we do this? Shit,
How about if you roll low, the horse doesn't get hurt?
if I
Low, the
roll
horse
low-
doesn't get hurt, but the cart gets a little damaged. If you roll high, the horse gets hurt, but the cart doesn't get damaged. What did you roll?
I rolled a 3.
Yes.
Of course. No, this is great because what happens is that as these vines grow up, as these vines emerge from the ground, sprouting, creaking up, the bat horse, since he is a scaredy horse, all of a sudden has these vines coming out of the ground in front of him, and so he plants his hooves in the ground and comes to a stop, also stopping the cart. So you are now...
I wanted him to roll low because I knew he was going to roll low. Because his rolls suck.
Yeah.
You know,
Suck.
So
I had a thought,
you...
but it disappeared.
The path ahead of you now has
Why
vines.
did you take Why did you take them all down?
So I took the countdown timers down because those were a countdown timer that was... Something was going to happen if you guys didn't stop the cart. But because you guys were able to stop the cart, we don't need the countdown timer anymore. And so I took those out of play.
What was going to happen?
What was going to happen?
I'll tell you guys in a sec. Just we'll get there. So
Just tell us right now.
now you're now deeper into this enchanted forest. Things seem a little darker, even though there is sun in the sky overhead, though you can't see it because of the canopy of the forest is blocking out
the Amazon
the rays.
rainforest.
And the sounds around you are different now. They're eerier now. They're spookier now. What I need you to do, I need you to go to the cart and see whether or not the map that you were given is still on the cart. I need you to make a...
You had a map?
Yeah.
Wait.
Because at the beginning of this, I told you had a map and a promise of reward upon, delivery. Let's make an instinct roll for me.
17 with fear.
That's a 16 with fear.
17 with fear and a 16 with fear.
What is it with the 6 and the 7s?
6, 7. It's your generation. I blame your generation. Since you
I
made
don't blame you.
everything 6, 7, you guys are just gonna roll 6 7s from now on. A 16 with fear and a 17 with fear. You find the map, but it is damaged and almost unreadable.
Wait. I got something.
You got something?
Path forward. When you're traveling to a place you previously visited or you carry an object that has been at the location before, you can identify the shortest, most direct path to your destination.
Fantastic. That
Map.
that works very well. The map, yes, the map definitely has been there before.
Extra map.
And so
brain map.
No,
what
we're going
is this
into
like a sense? Is this like a bit of magic that, kind of like in video games, a little golden line appears in the path?
To me, it looks like the little golden magic trail, but it's really just a sense that most Katari. I'm sorry. It's just a thing the Katari have developed over the years of living in the forest.
Okay. So what are you going to do now? Because right now
Get the cart up.
you have a vine barrier in front of you.
Well, first we need to get the carriage and the bat horse up. We've probably given that horse a heart attack enough to kill like 1,000 people.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
Could I get the horse onto the path and see if I could try and get the carriage?
Yeah, so the bat horse is on the path. He's near the edge of the path on the forest because that's where this kind of runaway cart that was behind him was leading him. And so he's still on the path. The horse and the cart are still on the path.
Could I walk around the vines? Could Varian walk around the vines and see how thick it is?
Yeah, you can walk around the vines. You walk around the vines and they're surprisingly not as thick as they appear. I guess one of the aspects of your magic is the fact that, there's a little bit of illusion to it where the vines look far more, insidious than they actually are. So it'd be pretty easy to, I don't know. Maybe you could just use your magic to, remove the vines, suck them back into the ground.
Could I do that?
Sure.
Okay, I'll magic roll that.
Let's just, you don't have to roll
Okay,
for
thank
it.
you.
Yeah, not succeeding there's no point to it. So let's just say that, using the same type of magic and the same process, you pull the vines back into the ground that they had sprung up from earlier. The path in front of you is now clear.
But we have a broken wheel. How do we fix a broken wheel?
Is there anything in your inventory?
Why do I not have rope? Why do we not have rope? That is the most useful thing to use in the forest. Why do we not have rope? Can I just roll to see if I can make a wheel? Find pieces of wood, get the broken wheel, stab glass in there, stab wood in there, stab.
Yeah, there is a lot of broken pieces of wood in the carriage.
Can I collect those and roll to see if I can fix it up?
Yeah, why don't we? I guess that would be a tinker. Would that be a tinker? That seems like a tinker.
Yeah, that seems like a tinker.
So finesse.
Yeah, so hey, I got a plus one on that.
Yeah, roll
Please.
for finesse.
That.
I have a +2 on finesse.
23 with hope.
I
Okay.
have a +2 on finesse.
Holy
so
cow.
25 with
Thank
hope.
you, dice gods.
Yes, 23 with hope. So with the 23 with hope and a 25 with hope, both of you surprisingly have carpentry experience for such an occasion. And so you rummage through the carriage, you gather up the pieces that you think might help you fix up the wheel. And in a short amount of time, the both of you working together so very well with hope, so you both now get another hope. You're able to fix up the wheel, not completely, but to the point where the carriage is now able to move down the path.
Can we continue on the path and just see where it takes us?
You're back on the carriage and you click the reins and the Bathorse starts to move down the path once more. And as you go down the path, it leads you further into the forest. Again, getting a little bit darker, the sounds around you getting a little bit stranger. There's things that you hear that you're not familiar with, like Barnacle. What's something that you hear that you've never heard before?
That sounds like a Minecraft zombie.
Yes, so a Minecraft zombie type creature makes its presence known in the forest around you. And as you're traveling down this path, you suddenly see something ahead of you. And as you get closer to it, you see that it is a large stone pillar.
Oh no. Okay, a large stone pillar. What does this pillar look like exactly? Does it have animal features?
Does it have redstone on it?
Well,
and golden torches and soul stand?
Investigation.
Do you want to go look at it? You want to stop
From
the
a
cart and go look
reasonable
at it?
distance, yeah.
Can I go up to it and give it a hug?
Be knowledge for like analyzing?
Well, it would be.
No, perceive?
It's a 12 with hope.
Yeah, instinct roll. Since you guys are kind of far away from it.
No, I want to go up to it and hug it. So I got a 12 with hope.
I'm still on the horse, but I'm looking at it from the horse.
I wrote a 12 with hope.
Back.
So I want to go hug
I
it.
don't know.
You want to walk up to the stone pillar and hug it?
Yeah.
All right, so you walk up to the stone pillar and you hug it, and as you come into it, you look up at it because you are a ribbit. You're not as tall as your companion, and you notice that carved from top to bottom of the stone pillar are these dwarven symbols.
Oh, can you read dwarf?
Yeah.
Barnacle, can you read dwarven language?
I don't know.
Say that like I'm Lord of the
look
Rings.
at your languages on your character sheet. Can you?
Language.
Well, let's do it this way. Is there a reason why either of your characters would know dwarven?
Yes.
Why?
Because aren't dwarves like...
He probably grew up around the forest, not the swamps that are around the mountains.
Yeah, I grew up in mountains.
You grew up in the swamps in the mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Never been to Florida though.
we talk about the animals being weird combinations. So yeah, Florida type swamps and Utah type mountains.
That's probably where he grew
That's
up.
probably where you grew up. So let's say that you can read Dwarven and you look at this pillar and you understand what it's saying. In Dwarven, this pillar is a marker that denotes the corner of a protection barrier.
I thought we were taking the shortest and easiest path.
Wait. So
Okay, what do we roll?
whatever goes inside of it is safe?
Unsafe. Because of what it's protecting you from.
Here we go.
I don't get this.
You don't get this? Make an instinct roll.
No, I don't get it. Because
Okay.
is it like protecting us from danger, or are we protected from it if we go inside? Is the danger inside or is the danger outside?
You don't know. You've never been here before.
Okay.
All of this is a mystery because you are on a path in an
Okay.
enchanted forest.
Inspection roll?
Instinct. Let's do instinct.
Okay. Oh wait, this is the first
What
one
did you
he's
get?
done.
Critical success?
Wait.
So close.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, he got a 23 with hope.
23 with hope.
Wait.
So,
Yep.
with a 23 with hope, since you are hugging this pillar, you look out beyond the pillar, further down the path, and you notice something strange in the air, something weird. And as you step up to it, you see kind of a
Phasing?
shimmering, waving, hazy
So it's
aura
kinda phasing?
in the air. It's kind of phasing a little bit. And you touch it, and as you touch it, you can feel something in the air push back against your hand. Not enough to stop you from going through it, but something that is magical. You can tell that this is some sort of barrier that you could walk through.
Do you
How
see,
about I
do
walk
you see
through?
anything? Varian, do you see anything over there, my frog friend?
No. I don't see anything over here.
Okay, then we walk through. We walk through then.
You want to walk through?
I'm
No,
gonna have my
how-
short bow at the ready.
How about I walk through and see if you can walk back?
Barnacle, as you walk through, you experience this sensation, kind of like a pop of a bubble. And instantly, when you walk through this barrier, everything changes. All of a sudden, the sky is bright. You can hear not only the sounds of like spring birds chirping, but you also can hear the sounds of music and laughter and talking and commotion. You suddenly start smelling all of these wonderful smells of food and people and life and vitality. And you look around and you see where before there was nothing in the path ahead of you, you suddenly see ahead of you a town. This is the village of Hush. Thank you so much for listening to episode 2 of our new actual play podcast, Fumblelore. If you've liked these episodes so far, be sure to subscribe, and you would really help us out by giving us a rating and a review, and share this with anyone you think might enjoy a cinematic, family-friendly actual play podcast. One of the things that we want to do with this podcast is we want it to be interactive with the people that listen to this show. So if you want to find out more information about how to be involved in helping us create this world that we're building, head to Fumblelore.com and find out how to be a Lorekeeper. By becoming a supporter of the show, you'll be able to help craft the stories that we're going to be telling here on the podcast. For example, one of the things that we're going to be doing is a boon and a bane system. You'll be able to vote on boons, something like a stroke of luck or a special magical item or an NPC that our characters will encounter during their adventures. Or if you feel so inclined, to vote on a bane, a stroke of bad luck, or a cursed item, or a special enemy that our characters will have to overcome during their adventures. These things and more are going to be part of the way that we want to build this world together with you. So head over to Fumblelore.com to find out how to become a Lorekeeper, and join us next time for some more Fumblelore.